Kia ora koutou katoa, hello Sagittarius, and welcome to my YouTube channel and or my Facebook page if you've come across this video on Facebook. So first of all, as always, thank you everybody for those of you who have subscribed to my channel, and I just take this opportunity now to invite those of you who haven't to subscribe now or at the end of the video. So also thank you to those of you who have connected to my Facebook page as well. I do encourage connecting to both, either one of those or both of either one of them or both of them, just because obviously there's different social media platforms post different sort of or upload different sort of stuff, so content, so that's why I do encourage connecting to both. Not only that, you'll be able to find out what I'm doing elsewhere as well, and where I'm going to be traveling or working from here in New Zealand, and hopefully soon, in next year, around the world, things start to relax a little bit more as things become get more sorted out, you could say. Anyway, so so just saying anyway. The other thing is just a reminder that these reads, the messages that come through, are general, so they may or may not resonate with you. If they do, that's wonderful. If they don't, then don't totally throw it out the window, but just maybe let it settle for a little bit. It may make more sense in a couple of days, but the other, because it's maybe more of a forecast for you. The other thing is check out what your other signs are. So this is for Sagittarius, and Sagittarius may be your in your chart as the Sun, Moon, Rising and or Venus sign for you. And for instance, I'm a Gemini and I predominantly follow my sun sign or star sign. It's most commonly known, or more as commonly known. Then sometimes I will check out my Moon, Rising and or Venus sign as well. So just to bring about a more comprehensive overview, and sometimes I don't get what my what Gemini is talking to me about as much as what, say, Libra is, or one of the other ones is, and so, which is really interesting, and then I get a better overview. Not always does that happen, but sometimes it does. So, and sometimes I will, like this week, Libra is probably making more sense to me than Gemini at the moment. So anyhow, just saying, just giving it as an idea. Oopsie daisy. So the other thing is, so just check them out as well. So if you don't know what your other signs are, then check out in the description box below. There is a link to a website that will that has a free calculator on it, and it will work it out for you. Okay, so I'm doing a different sort of a spread today or this week, which is really interesting. So we're doing a mind, body, spirit, just 2 rows, and seeing what comes up in different areas to help you to bring something, see what's happening anyway, to help bring it together and give you a little bit of direction, always with love, peace, harmony, joy, excitement and adventure, always, and prosperity and abundance, of course. And so we're going to move into it. So it's interesting because I've picked up my the Voyager Tarot cards first, and I've been actually finishing off with them doing lately this week with the other signs rather than beginning with. So they're starting off with you, Sagittarius, with these 2 cards here, so from the deck. So they've got a slightly different layout with it. So this one here is art, okay? So this is one of the major arcana type part of it. So I can't remember what it is actually normally linked to, but art. So there may be something about creative abilities or coming through to help with stability. So whatever it is that you're working through, it may be that creative with this stability. I'm hearing like with finances, money, and that side of things for some reason. So you may be looking at doing, beginning a new business. So I'm talking, and as I'm talking, I'm hearing like, or communicating. They're talking about. I'm hearing and I'm seeing like art. Not as literally art, but the creative side and how you being open-minded and creative, bringing that part of you out of you, okay, which is interesting. There's, you know, there is an amazing creative side with you anyway, Sagittarius. So I've been drawn to, yeah, because it's like, it's in, whatever it is, I don't know. Anyway, it'll probably come into more, we'll find out more anyway with us. So I want to lead off with these cards, and we've also got the Ace of Wands as well. So there's something new, an illumination or an idea, which is interesting that these two should come out together. So there's an illumination of an idea, or an idea being illuminated. So they're talking about something about new beginning, okay? Something about you like taking action with this new idea or new ideas. But I'm hearing definitely a new idea, but it's in like, it's allowing you to have, bring about or utilize a creative side in you, okay? Or they're talking about you making sure, or it might be on a creative way, okay? In the arts, in that sort of sense for you. I'm just hearing the rain coming down. Is it coming in my door? It's been so hot and muggy here in New Zealand today, and it's like, whoa. And I went for a flotation. It was really, really hot. But that's another whole video. Anyway, back to you. So, okay. Because then the next card is the Hanged Man. So there may have been something, because this is the mind. We're going to start off with these with the mind. Okay, so this is the Hanged Man. So you may have been felt like, unable to move or make some sort of movement, like physical movement. Because with the Hanged Man, you can see, well, obviously normally depictions of people being hung is around the neck, but this one is around the right foot. Okay. So it's like, on this one it doesn't actually show that as much, but in other decks it shows on the right foot. So for me, right side is about physical stuff, and so there's something about you not physically not being able to move. And it's not so much necessarily about, or get going with something. It's not, maybe not necessarily like that you've got a physical ailment. It's just that there may be not, it may come down to finance, it may come down to physical ability as well, but it's just like waiting, and maybe you've had to wait for a little bit before you can actually physically move or make some plans, or definite plans, maybe on paper, and you may have got other things together, but it may be not able to, like, say, physically build it yet, or the building yet, or physically actually have the business running, or this job that you're going to be getting. They're talking about that's coming through, because it's like it's still in the processes of, in the paperwork basically. But there's something moving, okay? But they're just saying, and it's big, like, I'm just seeing too the other side of it, even though there's not been any physical movement, and they're telling me to, like looking at, it's like there may have been a little bit of people saying things, oh, this is never going to work, or that's not going to work. So there's a mind thing going on there as well, in a sense, because what I'm hearing is, like, and what I'm seeing in other cards, decks that I use, there is, there's some stuff in the head. So it may be a mental, emotional thing. It's a more mind thing that's going on, that's stopping you from moving as well, or hindering you from moving, as well as some other people's, movements, decisions and things like that. It's kind of like, wow. But there's also literally something for some of you where you haven't been able to move because it's just not the right timing, where you've had to help somebody else out first before, or along and that's what's been the physical barrier as far as movement, being able to physically move in a sense, on with your life, with a project, or into something new, maybe into study or a new job or a new career or business, in that sort of sense. So whatever is going on, that's something, it's like the hangman, but you're seeing things from another point of view. But I do feel for some reason there's some sort of movement. So then we have the Two of Cups, so like an equilibrium, okay? There is the word that's connected with this Two of Cups. So there's something starting to like come together in a way, like emotionally. The water, it's like blends together. There's coming together is what I'm hearing with that. So like maybe two people, two energies, two emotions coming together. There's something like this, coming together. and bonding for you. This is and this is in a spiritual sense, because that's the third card out. So it's like, I feel like, you know, intuitively, spiritually, you know, if you're looking at it from a spiritual point of view, there is something happening. But I do feel like within you, it's like there's more of an understanding that, you know, of emotions and relationships, basically. And things are starting to like bond together, where there's more of a friendship. It's coming together in that sort of sense, okay? Because then we're moving into the Nine of Wands. So there's something about integrity and honesty and integrity there. So integrity in the sense that there's some sort of movement, and this is not so much integrity as, not just, you know, integrity as in honesty, but it's being with yourself and with others. But it's something about, it's like making movement is what I'm hearing, because there's something that's coming to an end where things are, you are able to make some sort of a movement, okay, with the Nine of Wands, because something is, you know, you are understanding what needs to move, what needs to shift. So there's a sense of unloading a burden from your shoulders, okay, and now you can move, because the Eight of Wands is about an action card. So something has been set into action, and now you can like move, and it's within your own integrity that you do that. And like I say, it's not about just about this honesty, but this is in like in your own integrity that you're able to do that. Is like you making a decision that is like, okay, I can do it, and within your power, within your being, and within your own knowing. That's what I'm hearing, is integrity to be perceived as being like in this case. So moving now on to more into, this is kind of like in the recent past. And a recent past for me at the moment, they're showing me it could be a year, you know, 6 months or 3 months, or even like 2 or 3 weeks, depending on how this rolls out for you. And that, so there's something, you know, and where you're able to like, you know, like you're listening more to like the spirit and the soul. There's something coming together anyway, where you're able to like make some movements and not be so hindered. But it's like you were okay with that, because it's like you just needed to do that, and now it's time to, and now there's something moving, okay? Because I can feel like something relaxing, moving, because this is like a beginning of a new idea, or a new something coming to fruition. Okay, cool. We've got that sorted. So then we have the Five of Wands here. So there may be, you know, in your mind, you may have, you know, like there's maybe some sort of oppression in there, because that's the word that's come up with this one, with the Five of Wands. And there's usually some sort of, with the Wands, is some sort of battle within, but also without as well. Not just physically on saying that, but mentally and emotionally as well. But more so when I say not just physically, but it's like a struggle within. Within basically, as well as without. So you may be there may be a battle, like I say, not necessarily physically, but of you know, with somebody else, about, you know, somebody maybe say pushing you out to do this, and then maybe not ready to go yet, or whatever. So there's a shift in that now, whereas actually you don't need to be pushed. You probably didn't really need to be pushed anyway, but some of you, I feel like, yes, and you maybe needed not a push in a negative way, but a push with the right energy behind you in a supportive way. And it's like, so, but this is more in a supportive way, but you may be still, there may be a little bit of a resistance to that for some of you, but they're just saying not being, you know, this is like there's some sort of movement in some sort of way. Like I do feel like something is being a little bit disheveled in your mind, but in around the energy or the physical place where you've been living, working, you know, visiting, you know, or whatever it is for you. But it's like, it's kind of like, but in your space, in your physical space, it's like there is something like it's more starting to come together now. With that there. So even though it's like, yep, oppression, but it's like, okay, no, there's something good that's coming out of that. And then we have the Hierophant, because that talks about, the Hierophant talks about, you know, a spiritual awakening and going within again, but on a spiritual sense. So your mind, so something is shifting around in your mind, you're processing something spiritual, and from a spiritual point of view, that's going to help you shift. Because then we have the Sage of Cups here. So there's a beautiful new emotional, and like your feelings and your emotions is like you're obviously sorting something out, where they've come from, how that's come about. So breaking a cycle, coming into peace with something within you. So it's kind of like, yeah, it's kind of beautiful actually. Especially to do with relationships, and it's like, because the Cups is about relationships, our emotional relationship with ourselves as well as with others. Okay, and so when we start to look at that, it's a really beautiful thing. So with the Sage of Cups, it's like there's a new beginning. It always talks about a new beginning. So this could be, a female energy or a masculine energy with there may be an emotional connection to, or both. So, and it usually depicts with a Sage is like, in the sense with a page, this is the same as the page. It's like usually a younger energy is in there. To do with a younger energy, but there's something new and fresh about it, and it's called, and interesting, the regenerator. So there's something is regenerating within you. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. And I'm loving these yellow flowers, the yellow flower that's in there. I'm not sure if that's a calendula or another. I'm not sure they're here. Anyway, it's beautiful. Okay, I will take that one because that one didn't want to slide down. So the Four of Wands, aspiration. So for some reason that's in reverse, and yes, it did fall down. So I do want to turn it around though. The Four of Wands. So there's the aspiration is the word that comes with that one that describes the Four of Wands here. But there is some sort of movement with the Four of Wands. It's like you're moving into, well, aspiration. I think that says it all. You have some sort of aspiration to move, but also that's like moving, and that's like, because that's on the body side of things. So there's something definitely moving. That's taking action. That's you. I feel like all the ones that are coming up through here that do come in, they're about you taking action. Nine of Wands. Integrity, that's you. Four of Wands, there's some sort of aspiration, not just that you've got, that you have, that you are who you are. There's something moving. Then we have the Priestess that's coming out. So she's connected with the spiritual card again. There's a number 1 with her, so number 2. So there's I need my glasses. So just take another look. She's number 2 in this deck, in the what do you call this one again? The Voyager Tarot. So the Priestess, she's about intuition, but she also, with that intuition, she brings out a lot of secrets and mysteries with her as well. She helps to, divulge them, you could say, or bring them out so you can have a look at them, discover them as well, and take action with them if you need to, or not, or just be in that space and, meditate with them. But she is about, she is very intuitive, so I feel like she's talking to you about, in the spiritual connection here, she's come out in, is to really listen to your intuition and trust and have faith in it more than what you have, and not to let others move away from it, because you have this Four of Wands here that's like, this aspiration that where you're wanting to move and do what you want to do, be, give and have in your life, and you've moved through some sort of oppression beautifully. You've been doing, with the, you've gone in there and you've, with the Hierophant, and you've had a little, had whatever it is, a little bit of time or a lot of time processing something. You've come out with the Sage with a new way, with a regenerated feeling, or being with it, with you. So it's that's wonderful. And now I'm just going to pull out one more card for you, and actually no, I'm not going to pull. I'm just going to see what comes out. Card here. What have we got here for? There were 2. The 6 of Crystals, which is the same as the 6 of Swords. So there's something that you're moving through, some sort of confusion that you might come up against with this the soul aspect of things. So there may be like, and there's the Ace of Cups comes through with ecstasy. So the Six of Crystals there, and the Ace of Cups here. So there's something about new emotional beginnings, and so there's feeling of exhilaration and you know, well, exhilaration, and not just the ecstasy side. I'm feeling exhilaration, excitement, because it's like you're kind of like you're not feeling like emotionally you're held back from something, whatever it is. There may be a little bit of confusion about that because it's like this is something new for you, but coming around about that, how that came about is what I'm hearing. But then we've also got the Six of Worlds, which is the Six of Worlds is about, you know, is the Pentacles. So there's something, you know, and talks about, you know, success, money, that sort of thing. So, and that synergy. So there's something is starting to come together more for you. So, which is pretty bloody amazing, isn't it? Awesome. I actually don't feel like I need to like take up any more cards for some reason. On that deck. Okay, I do want, yeah, hold it. Okay, so yeah, here's like the Eight of Wands. So there may be, this is in reverse, it's come out, but so there may be a little bit of, something you may be feeling or being held up with something or resisting something, moving forward with something. But the Eight of Wands, so I'm going to turn it around because generally this is a card that is a now card, or take action now sort of a card. It's also a card that how I see and it's depicted in a lot of other a couple of other decks that I use, where there is a bow and an arrow and they're firing out these wands, arrows, you could say, out into the future. So it's like there's something like out there that you've connected with, and it's like now it's about, you know, taking action now to go towards and head towards you know, wherever those arrows fire, that you are, you know, where you're wanting to go, the goals that you've set, the dreams that you've had, you know, you have in mind to do. So it's like you're taking action, heading towards them now, one at a time, of course, one step at a time, you know, absolutely. Or it may be a giant step, or maybe something that you've put aside and that you put aside for now. It's time to get back get back into action with that. So that is absolutely beautiful. And a time you may not have been right before, but I feel like, and it may not be right now, but you know, that I'm doing this reading like right now, but it may be, you know, right now when you listen to this reading, which could be, you know, next week, in the next couple of days, or you know, or next month, a month from when you know, that you may come across this video, whatever it is. So there's something to do with the timings, because even though I've said that these, like, from in the next couple of weeks, these are still timeless at the end of the day. If it makes more sense to you like then than now, then that's what it is, okay? Then we have the Three of Wands. So something is definitely, this is you firing your arrow, going out there and doing it, making it happen. And then we have you again, you know, looking out there, because there's the Three of Wands there, and it's like you've started doing something, you've initiated you've got the idea, the illumination of the idea, and then it's like, here we go, that's come, and it's like you've done this processing to move through it. You've got to this part here, and there's a little bit of confusion, but you're working through something, but it's kind of like, well, I've not felt like this way before for such a long time, and it's beautiful, and that sort of thing, and things are starting to come together a little bit more synergistically, financially wise as well, because this is the Six of Worlds is about finances. So you kind of have been through a little bit of a rough time financially, but it's starting to come right now, or it's starting to build up, or you know, you're starting to see more where you need to go with whatever is going on, and with, you know, this business project, you know, family, house, whatever, or work or career, study, whatever it is. It's like where you're taking your next step, because, and then this, the Wands is there, so you've set something going, and now it's like, okay, looking out into the future, where, not so much just where to now, what does the future hold? So there is a like where to now, and what do I need to do, what is my next step, basically. And then we have the Knight of Wands, which is you again. So Yeah, so the Knight of Wands moves quite swiftly, so I feel like things are going to like maybe move quite quickly for you. Not so, I don't hear disruptively, could be a little bit disruptively, but this is like your energy may pick up to get moving, to take movement towards something that is, you know, that is what you need to do. This also could be another fire sign, not necessarily a Saggy, but could be it could be, you know, an Aries or a Leo that comes into your life that helps you, that brings about this beautiful energy, or an opposite sign from you. So if you're a Leo, it could be, you know, a Sagittarius there that comes through, or whatever, swap it around to whatever it means to you. So anyway, I'm going to leave that there with you now, Sagittarius, with lots of love, peace, harmony, joy, excitement and adventure. And I will catch up with you in a couple of weeks, but also next week as well, I'm feeling. Okay, bye for now.